So most marketing organizations today do not have the resources to properly execute a content marketing lead generation strategy. And I'd say it's twofold. The problem is twofold. First is even though the dollars may be shifting from a physical analog world to a digital world, maybe we don't do as many trade shows or events anymore, and now the dollars have gone digital. There still is an aspect to most marketing execs' jobs of the old world where they still are responsible for branding. There's still maybe an advertising component. There's still, instead of maybe 10 trade shows, maybe it's down to 5 key trade shows. That there still is an aspect of there's the day job and there's only so many hours in the day. And producing all of the content and managing the technology and the database simply requires a lot more time than the amount of time they've been given up. The biggest challenge, however, when it comes to marketing teams being under-resourced, has less to do with the resource as it does the skill sets, because the skill sets have just changed dramatically, right? Most marketers, if you've been a marketing executive for more than 5 or 10 years, you're probably pretty good at, say, product marketing. When we think about B2B marketing, we really have been supporting a sales function, right? So it's sales collateral, it's product literature, it's things that speak about you. And most marketers are really articulate about how to position, where they are position themselves in the market compared to their competitors, what their products can do, what they can't do, what's important to the prospect. But that's not a very useful skill if you're trying to attract early stage buyers who are not yet interested in you. The way you attract early stage buyers who are not yet interested in you or your product is to be able to speak to their high probability pains, because they're just on the internet doing research how to solve business problems. They don't want to talk to sales reps. They don't want to hear about your product yet. They just want to know the best practices in the market to solve their challenges, right? And that typically takes people to articles and blogs and white papers. And because these are now based on business topics, not feeds and speeds in features and benefits of your product, most marketers don't naturally have the ability to write all these articles. Most of that knowledge actually sits in the sales team, the product management team, the executive team, the same people who probably don't have the writing skills and the time to produce maybe a weekly blog for your organization. So there's a fundamental mismatch of the skill sets that it took to be a successful marketer, say just 10 years ago, to being really a content publisher, almost like a media company where you're regularly publishing content to the high probability pains of your marketplace. Very different skill set than what was required just a few years ago.